Today, we are covering Mrs.Han's After School Tutoring. Let's see what this game is all about. If you're new to the series, this is my Let's Try series. I play about 30 minutes of a visual novel-ish, and give my opinions at the end, what I think of it, if I'm going to continue doing a playthrough of it. A lot of the times it will be free to play on Steam, like this one here, and I'll go into it being completely blind. So let's start Mrs.Han's After School Tutoring. And as per usual, it is YouTube, so there will be no nudity, unfortunately. I'll try to show as much as possible. Wherever I can, and let's attend class. First lesson. Story of how I met Miss Han starts here. Alright, walked into a bar. What we got?
您好。
Oh.
请问你是在找全职家教的人吗？
Did not expect voice acting there. Okay. So obviously it's like a Japanese or game, something like that. When you launch the game, it does ask you to play the game or English version. So I'm assuming it just changes the text, I guess. Hello, are you looking for a full-time tutor? Is it Han Weijin? I actually don't want to say that. I'm sorry. Miss Han? Yes, I am. Hello. Please have a seat. What is this character? Okay, I won't hold back then. Would you like something to drink? I'm fine with anything. Then I'll order something for you. Waiter, one hot latte, please. Okay, please wait a moment. You're too kind. Not at all. We'll be troubling Miss Han from now on. It's not a bother at all. This is my job after all. You don't know how hard it is to discipline my son. I've tried everything. I don't know what else to do. What's wrong? Why do you say that? Just like I told you on the phone, he's been out of school for 2 years now. I don't know why, but he seems to hate going to school. He's been talking back to me and his mother recently, and spends most of his time locked in his room. He looks at me as if I'm his enemy. I see. Have you tried talking to him to understand what's bothering him? He doesn't talk to me at all. No matter what I say, he always just answers, oh, to brush me off. When I ask him questions, he either ignores me or tells me none of your business. This is what frustrates me the most. Have you had any disputes with your child? Never. But thinking back, ever since he started junior high, because of my wife and my work, we often had to go abroad on business trips. We could only come back once every 2 months or 3 months, and each time we could only stay for a few days. Every time we came back from a trip, his temper would get a little worse. It kept building up until it became like this. Sometimes my wife and I reflect on whether we spend too little time with our child and neglected his education, causing him to become like this. But we're also working to earn money to support him. If he continues like this, he won't be able to work in society in the future. Wouldn't we need to earn even more money to ensure his future? I don't think that's right. I believe no child wants to be useless. He probably just wants someone to accompany him and encourage him. So please don't lose hope in your child. Only that were the case. Hiring you is our last hope. At least he can learn something even if he doesn't go to school. You don't have to worry about the salary. It's definitely higher than a tutor's salary. We also prepared a room for you, Miss Han, for you to use freely. We just hope you could be there for him in our place. I understand, although I feel that what your child needs more than school education is understanding and recognition from others. That's the main reason I applied for this job, so I will do my best. I really appreciate it. I have to catch a flight early tomorrow morning, so I hope Miss Han can come over earlier. I may not be back for 3 months once I leave. I really need to rely on you during this time. I'll try my best. Miss Han looks so gentle and mature. My rebellious little devil will definitely not dare to be rude to you. If he really doesn't listen, it's okay to physically punish him. I'll allow it. It seems your child is also quite hardworking. Waiter, check please. Oh, okay. And that's it. Oh, okay. Alright. So I'm assuming that's like the Pretty cool. So you go 10 class. That was the first lesson. Let's do second lesson. So the parents are never home. Apparently she's allowed to beat up the kid if he doesn't behave. That's interesting. Are you still sleeping? It's already past 9. So noisy. I don't want to deal with him. Get up quickly and change your clothes. The tutor I told you about is coming soon. What tutor? I don't need it at all. Talk to us. Hurry up. I know you're awake. I'm leaving soon. The tutor gave me a test paper to see your level. Get up and write it. Oh, hello. So annoying. If you want to go, just go. I'll leave the test paper here. I've transferred 3 months' worth of pocket money to your card. Remember to call me if anything happens. I'm leaving now. Yelly comes back once in a while, and every time he comes back, he points fingers and decides a bunch of things without ever asking me if I want it or like it, and how I've been doing recently. Anyways, I'm just a pet you guys are raising. As long as I follow your ideas, I absolutely don't want to. Ah, Mrs.Han, come in! Yes, he's in the room. No matter how I call him, he won't come out. I'm sorry, I've tried my best. The rest is up to you. I have to catch a flight. If I don't leave now, I'll be late. Humph. After confirming that my father had left, I returned to bed intending to continue sleeping. Hello? Are you in there? A sweet voice came from outside the door. It's okay if you don't want to answer me. I just want to tell you I am your full-time home tutor. I will live here and teach you your homework. Your dad should have given you a test paper just now. When you're convenient, finish it and give it to me. I'll be waiting for you here. I won't disturb your sleep for now. It's a female tutor. Although I haven't seen her face yet, my heart rate gradually increased uncontrollably as I haven't interacted with a girl for a long time. And that sweet voice. I couldn't help but be curious about her appearance. Yes. I want to make breakfast, by the way. Do you have anything you want to eat? If you don't answer, I'll make something I like to eat and make extra for you. I better go back to sleep. So, there is voice acting. I know it's taking a little bit to get into it here. But yeah, there's voice acting. So, I can't turn it off. There's no settings page that I can see. I tried to look for it, but I didn't find it. And so, unfortunately, there's sound effects as well for like the text and everything over the buttons. So that's all you're missing. There's no music that I can hear right now, at least. And so unfortunately, just to stop the voice acting, I am going to have to keep the game kind of muted for you. And I'll just try to remember to add some music onto it. But yeah, that's why it's so quiet. By the time I came to my senses, the smell of toasted bread and strong coffee was wafting from outside the room. Hello. Breakfast is ready. You can come out to eat at any time. In earnest, I couldn't help but curl up subconsciously and a sudden warmth surged from my chest. My nose also felt a bit sour, and I had an indescribable feeling in my heart. I don't know how long it's been. I don't know how long I haven't experienced this feeling of waking up to the smell of breakfast and being called by someone. I vaguely remember when I was young. Before my mother went to work abroad, it was like this. Every morning she would gently wake me up, and then, when I walked into the living room, there would be a table full of hot breakfast. At some point, what woke me up became the noisy alarm clock, excuse me. Every time I walked into the living room, I saw nothing on the table. There was no one at home. Thinking about it, 2 lines of hot tears slid from the corner of my eyes. The emotions that had been suppressed for a long time suddenly broke out. I clutched the quilt tightly with both hands like a stubborn boy, wanting to cry out without making a sound. But I couldn't hold back in the end. Wave after wave, the crying that would be embarrassing if heard by others kept uncontrollably coming out of my vocal cords. What's wrong? My crying startled the tutor outside the door, Before I had time to cover my face, I heard the other party running to the door, and the door was opened directly. What happened? Perhaps because of the emotional breakdown, I couldn't hold back anymore. Or you could say I didn't want to hold back anymore. I vented all the emotions I had been holding back for a long time, like a flood. I miss my mom. I miss my dad from before. They used to love me so much. Why did they become so cold towards me after they went to work abroad? I can't tell them about what's happening at school. And classmates laugh at me for not having parents because I can't get them to sign anything. Because of this, I've always been bullied and ostracized at school. If they don't love me, why did they give birth to me? And they even hired a tutor without asking me. Do they think they can just throw the responsibility of raising me onto someone else? Well, even though it's their fault, every time they come back, they only scold me for skipping school, for not going to school. Every time. I look forward to them coming back to see me, but they always greet me with reproach. I don't have a single friend in school, and at home, I don't even know where my parents are. Even when we meet, we just argue or show indifference. What's the point in me living in this world? It's okay now. Suddenly, a silky touch came from above my head. Fingertips, as white as jade, slowly and gently combing my messy hair. It's okay. It's all right now. Mom. Good boy. You're the best. He slowly combed my hair while whispering like he was a soothing baby. Amazing thing is, even though we just met for the first time, a few seconds ago I didn't even know what she looked like. But this moment, she truly filled the void in my heart that was my mother. Is this what they call maternal instinct? Not everyone can bravely express their fears, so you're really amazing. As a tutor, I also have many flaws and things I'm afraid of. To be honest, I originally wanted to be a high school tutor, but due to the lack of experience and being assigned to a difficult class, because of my appearance, male students like to tease me, making jokes about my chest. Female students are jealous of me. They talk behind my back or bully me. So I came to be a full-time tutor today, hoping to face-to-face understand the thoughts of students now. If possible, I hope to be friends with you, or even family. I want to understand you better. So, are you willing to open your heart and let me understand your thinking? What a good child. Let's go out and eat something first. Replenish your energy. It won't taste good if it gets cold. Okay. Sweet smile. Oh, geez. Again, that's short. Okay. If that's right, we're going to get through the whole thing. Holy cow. Okay. So we're going to do 10 class. So we're on to lesson 3. So we're halfway through the game already. Again, I don't know anything about this, how long this is, so can't sleep. No matter what, just can't sleep. There's so much shuffling around. The rod-like object between my legs is very energetically erect. It feels like something in my heart wants to burst out, making me sleepless. That's a weird way of putting that. I just can't forget. I can't stop recalling the tutor's surging breasts and the fragrance emanating from her chest. Such an overflow of maternal love not only filled the void of a mother in my heart, but even flowing into the area called sexual desire. And some noises. I moved carefully, tried my best not to make any noise, and came to the door of my room, then put my ear against the door. Couldn't hear any sound. There seems to be no activity outside. I shifted my gaze to the wall clock. The hour hand pointed at 1 o'clock. At this time, the tutor should be asleep. Such a beautiful woman. Is my exclusive home tutor. And from today on, she'll live in my house, and her room is next to mine. Imagining what she looks like when she sleeps, it must be a beautiful sight. Should have taken off her work shirt and narrow skirt. Very curious about what kind of clothes a tutor usually wears. Would she wear special pajamas to sleep? And would the style of the pajamas be very erotic? Thinking about this, I couldn't help but swallow, and the firm part in my pants jumped up twice. I really want to sneak into her room to see her sleeping posture while his tutor is asleep. Excuse me. Then steal a pair of her underwear that she just changed. Smell the lingering fragrance on it. That must be an unparalleled enjoyment. But I don't have the courage at all. I'm just a boy who is lustful, but very timid. My right hand, which is about to turn the doorknob due to sexual desire, shrank like a suddenly withered flower. Finally, I walked to the desk and took a key from the inconspicuous pile of books on the table. Then I used the key to open a locked drawer at the bottom of the desk. In the drawer was a bottle of lubricant and a transparent plastic bottle. The bottle contained a sleeve that I had secretly ordered online before. Oh god. I know what that is. I, who is burning with desire, did that. So I'll just let you read that. It is YouTube. I do have to kind of watch what I say as well to show. And yeah, let's just say, because I do have it muted due to voiceovers, there are some sound effects going on. Tutor. Perhaps because of the excessive excitement, plus a long time, my thing is several times more sensitive than usual. The comfortable feeling at the moment of that made my lower body subconsciously tremble. And there's a bunch more noises, which you can't skip, which is interesting. It makes you actually sit and listen to it. Miss Han. Kept recalling the scent of her chest in my mind, and imagined my thing crazily lusting into her soft and elastic chest, we'll say. Han. Oh boy. Of course, that's when she walks in. What's the matter? Hearing the sound, I turned my head abruptly, looking incredulously at the woman standing by my bed. Seeing my appearance, she also stared at me with wide eyes. Is that what you think? My mind is racing, trying to diffuse the situation as quickly as possible. But no matter how hard I try, even if my brain is about to burn out, I can't squeeze out any meaningful words. I can only let my naked lower half and the flesh-colored toy in my hand, which is currently enveloping my thing, such an unsightly scene, exposed to her gem-like, deep and pure eyes. The air seems to freeze. I try not to move, and so time passes. Sorry, did I disturb you? No, yes. You seem to be calling Miss Han just now. Did I misunderstand? Faced with such an embarrassing situation, my mind goes blank. I can't say anything. My cheeks are burning like fire. Were you thinking of me while doing that? Hearing this sentence, I couldn't help but shrug subconsciously. Even if I wanted to deny it, the reaction of my body can't be concealed. It's all because I look like this. There's nothing I can do about it. And some footsteps I hear. So, as expected, because of the kind of game it is, she helps you with your problem that you're dealing with. And you also convince her to let you do stuff to her. But at the end, she says, if you, 1 hour after school, if you step foot into your old classroom, then she'll do something for you. So that's where we are. So we're going to school. Going to school is my biggest fear. But I don't know why. If Miss Han is there, it seems like I can. To be continued. So that's a little short for you, because the scene with her is actually quite long. Fourth lesson. Seems like I had a wonderful dream. This dream made me feel as if I vented all the stress accumulated from birth till now. Or should I say, I was born into this world just to have this dream. Perhaps it's not a dream, but reality. I paused with my hand on the doorknob. I could faintly smell the aroma of butter and fried eggs seeping through the door gap. This scent immediately woke up my groggy brain. The joy in my heart and the desire welling up within me were like a sudden storm on a calm sea. I swallowed and carefully turned the doorknob. We're finally leaving the room? I stepped out of the room. The source of the aroma seemed to be from the dining table in the living room. On the white plate were fried eggs and slightly toasted bread, and a mug next to it was steaming hot. Yum. Since I became sensible, I've only eaten out and rarely had breakfast. If it were usual, seeing these foods on the table would definitely whet my appetite. But the beautiful figure in front of me, the lilac short-haired, neatly trimmed at the back, revealing an enticing nape. Like melting chocolate, the stockings that perfectly fit the curves of her legs extend to a black, narrow skirt that accentuates her buttocks. The deliciousness of this scene far surpasses any delicacy I can imagine, and making me lose my appetite completely. I stood there admiring and praising for a while. She didn't react at all, seemingly unaware that I had woken up. So I decided to go with the flow, trying my best not to make a sound, and carefully walk behind her. I stopped at a distance where I can smell her hair. She was still washing dishes in her hands, still unaware of my presence. Without making a sound, I slowly and deeply inhaled her hair fragrance into my lungs. The scent, like a mix of maple syrup, lavender, and female pheromones, was gently caressing my olfactory receptors? Sure. At the same time, the organ between my legs also started to react, of course. As she moved her lower body slightly forward, her peach-like buttocks could play a safe kiss with my glands through the clothes. This situation of imagining myself unable to do anything but fantasizing about intimate contact made me extremely excited. Yes, it's imagining. Because the relationship between me and Miss.Han has far exceeded the normal range. As long as I went, I can vent my sexual desire on her without any restraint. So it's okay to do this. I grabbed Mrs.Han's butt, and the flesh of her buttocks overflowed from my fingers like a full fermented dough. Her pleasing gas, the silky touch of her tight skirt, along with the elasticity and softness of her butt, all perfectly interweave into a dance that is intoxicatingly beautiful. Startled me! I didn't even notice you were awake. As she turned sideways, her buttocks made intimate contact with my tip. So, there's an interactive scene where you basically come up behind her and just, bang her. And when you're done, you can just leave. Hurry up, you're going to be late for school. You come back from school, we'll do it properly again. Oh my. Never thought that such a dreamlike situation would happen in reality. Looking back now, it still feels unreal. How did I develop this kind of relationship with Miss.Han? If I hadn't met Miss.Han, I might still be a loser. And that's it. That's it. That's pretty short. And accelerates extremely quickly. So, I do like that there is some interactivity to it, to the scenes a little bit. It's not really well done, but it's kind of hard to control, but it's there. It's something. The story as a whole, I get it. I get what they're trying to go with, but it's so rushed. They can easily have extend this entire thing and not just immediately have her do stuff with him from the get-go, from when they first meet. That makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. You could easily did some more with that. And that's it. That's the whole thing. So obviously I'm not going to keep playing it because there's nothing else to play. I don't even know if this is completed or not. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I haven't actually done any research into that. But as of right now, I will not be returning to it because there's no reason to yet. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to check it out, it is free on Steam. It's easy enough to get. And thanks so much for watching. And hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I'm on the quest to 1,000. If you're interested in seeing unrated content like this video would have been, I do have a Patreon. There's a link in the description below. Currently playing through Become a Rock Star. There's also Being a Dick on there, and Eternum, and stuff like that. Yeah, thanks for watching.